It is incredible to think that since the first ceremony of the Academy Awards in 1929, and after hundreds of nominated films, only 32 of them have won 5 or more awards in different categories. Between classics, drama, romance, fantasy and action, here are the top 10 Oscar-winning movies. Number 10. Gone with the Wind, 1939. Winner of 8 awards, Gone with the Wind became the highest-grossing blockbuster film of all time and made history by having the first African-American performer, male or female, to be awarded at the Oscars. The actress Hattie McDaniel won for Best Supporting Actress. Number 9. On the Waterfront, 1954. One of the masterpieces of cinema starring Marlon Brando. This movie was recognized for having one of the best scenes and also for being directed by Elia Kazan, who was part of a huge scandal at that time by betraying his friends at the Committee of Anti-American Activities in what was called the witch hunt of the 50s. Number 8. Slumdog Millionaire, 2008. This was one of the few films that won 3 awards for Best Film, Best Screenplay and Best Director in the ceremonies of the Golden Globes, BAFTA and the Oscars. This wasn't the only satisfaction that Slumdog Millionaire obtained. Thanks to its production made in India, the director Danny Boyle paid for the studies of the 3 children who played the protagonists in their childhood, who in real life lived in extreme poverty. Number 7. The English Patient, 1996. A love story in the Second World War, where the aesthetics of the image, sound and music, along with the great performances, made it worthy of 8 Academy Awards. The movie became one of the best romantic films in history. Number 6. Jiji, 1958. A musical that won the most important prizes of the Academy Award, Best Film, Best Original Screenplay and Best Director. It was a pleasant surprise for the time, having 9 nominations and receiving the same number of awards. Because of that, this movie became one of the most successful musicals in the history of MGM. Number 5. The Last Emperor, 1978. It is fair to say that it is one of the historical films with the best visual narration in the history of cinema. The Last Emperor had 2 geniuses at the helm, the director Bernardo Bertolucci and Vittorio Sotaro, as photographer and design director. With sequences in which more than 19,000 extras present on stage and facing the technological limitations of the time, these scenes were one of the great victories of the film. Number 4. West Side Story, 1961. With 10 Oscars, this film is the musical with the most Academy Awards to its name. The directors, Jerome Robbins and Robert Wise, received for the first time in history a shared Oscar as Best Director. This event would not repeat until 2007 with the Coen brothers. Also, Rita Moreno was the first Latina woman to win the Oscar as a secondary actress. Number 3. Ben-Hur, 1959. For 37 years, Ben-Hur was the film with the most Oscar nominations, only overcome by Titanic in 1997. For this film, more than 300 sets were created, the most ever built for one movie. Thanks to this and the quality of its production, the movie won 11 Academy Awards. Ben-Hur was a pioneer in the scale of merchandising products, where thousands of toys and towels were sold to the public. Number 2. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, 2003. High fantasy movies had almost no representation in our list, but this movie certainly makes up for it. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King was up with 13 nominations and took home 11 awards. This saga made history by becoming the first to get more nominations in the Academy Awards and was the first and only time that a third part of a movie wins the Oscar for Best Picture. Number 1. Titanic, 1997. This mega film made history by winning 14 nominations and 11 prizes at the Academy Awards, and for being one of the biggest blockbuster films in history. This movie earned more than $1.7 billion and remained a long time in movie theaters. Thanks to that, actress Kate Winslet and the actor Leonardo DiCaprio became huge movie stars. Thank you for watching. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook. We publish content every week for your entertainment. Leave a comment to let us know what you would like to see in our next Top 10.